Good morning and namaskars to all of you. As the Swami just said, that our master Sri Ramakrishna, he stands as the prophet of harmony in the modern age. The whole world has accepted that yes, in Sri Ramakrishna we find that no path, no means, no ways to reach the goal of life, which is God, truth, is discarded, is belittled, is banished. No. In Sri Ramakrishna's life, the Sri Ramakrishna said, Yato mat, tato pat. As many faiths, so many paths to reach that ultimate reality, what you call God, Allah, Jehovah, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Shankar. So many things, so many names we have given, and so many forms also we have imagined. And it is not imagination. Hundreds and thousands of saints and sages, they have got the vision also of these different divine forms. So there are hundreds and thousands of deities, but all representing the same one truth. Ekam sat vipra bhuta vadanti. We should not have that confusion in our mind that your God is separate, my God is separate, and somebody, and there is Mother God, there is Father God the Mother, God the Father, and God with form, God without form. Actually, these are all philosophical discussions and philosophical understanding to establish one idea. But truth is one, God is one, and if we are really sincere to attain that truth, realize that truth in our lives, whatever name, form, or it is formless, nameless actually, you cannot give any name to that ultimate reality, because who will give the name? No name is a befitting one for that. So only maximum you can say is it is Satchit Ananda. No attribute is appropriate, befitting. No name, no form also not. But we see there are so many forms, so many deities. That is also for the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna said that it takes form. In the water, we find when there is in South Pole, is gradually there is the formation of the snow. It was not snow earlier. And if you put the Gyana Surya, the scorching sun ray, heat of the sun, again that concrete form, which was concretized due to the devotion is cool, and it is considered, it is thought in that way, and sun is shining, it is hot. So when there is jnana, this path of knowledge, then it melts. There is no form. But when you are a devotee, I want to realize you, oh, the ultimate reality, whatever form, whatever name, I do not know. But whatever you are appears before me, so that I can see, I can tell, yes, something I have realized, something I have seen. And we like to talk to whom we love, we like to talk to, we like to remain in the presence of my nearest and dearest one. So, to cater to the needs of the devotees, to satisfy the desire of the devotees, to make the devotees happy, as it's said, as it were, God takes that formless one, as it were, takes form and appears in different ages, in different forms and names. And we are happy with that. And we also get a new orientation in our life, the goal of life. We become aware. And we know the path also, because this incarnation of God, they come to teach us how to proceed and reach the truth in this life. The human life is so valuable, so precious, most precious of everything. Sri Ramakrishna said, having this wonderful human birth, who are not aware about the goal of human life and do not do do not strive hard to reach the goal, to realize the truth, great is the loss. So, this human life is something very, very precious and rare also. We are fortunate that we have got this human body and a faculty also to think, discriminative faculty, viveka, and also the desire to live a higher life. We don't like to live, even if we are hungry, one bread is there, two brother and sister or two brothers, two puppies are just biting, licking each other's body and very joyfully spending time. You put one piece of meat, both will start fighting whole day. But human beings cannot live the life in that way. We have a faculty, this discriminative faculty. With that, we decide right, wrong, should I do or not to do. And we have a desire to live a higher life, life sublime, life celestial, which is not, that joy is not always in the physical level. It gives joy, eating something, doing something, enjoying something in the sense level. It gives us joy, no doubt. But there is a higher joy in life. And this God incarnates come and they make us aware of that truth and show the path also. So in this age we find that Sri Ramakrishna said that there are so many paths, don't fight. So that is why he is considered to be the prophet of harmony of religions. And not only the harmony of religions, there are several yogas, different paths, bhakti yoga, Jnana Yoga, this path of devotion, path of knowledge, action, discrimination, meditation. Each one thing, my path is the only path. Not all things so, but there are people and there is fighting. Almost all these religious groups, there are some fanatics who always will be preaching that yes, my prophet is the only prophet, my religion is the only religion, my God is the only God, my path is the only path. And the way the rituals I do, that is the only ritual. It is not that they are fools, they are educated. There may be divinity in doctor in divinity. They may be from the material world point of view, highly educated in scriptural tenets, but still narrowness doesn't go. So God himself comes to show us the path. Say, yes, God is not that small thing that you will say something and God has to follow that. It is not that. God can be realized in 100 infinite paths are there, infinite number of paths are there. But if you are sincere, if you are really struggling hard to know the truth, then God will appear. God will guide you. Even the Guru, it is there in Indian scripture that God appears as the Guru, God himself. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, who is my guide, who is my teacher? He is that ultimate reality who takes the form and comes and guides me. So these are beliefs, faiths. You can argue with that, but hundreds and thousands of years, millions of people have got enlightened in this way. And when they get enlightened, they never lie. Buddha was telling, now I am enlightened. I have known the truth. Come, I will help you. Jesus said, who hath seen the Son, hath seen the Father. It is not lying. It is not false pride. He knew that I am one with my Father. Who hath seen the Son, hath seen the God. He said, you pray and your prayer will be answered. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. It is not that they said something as a false hope. They were misguiding us. No, they did not know how to lie. They did not know how to cheat. They did not know how to misguide, mislead. These words are not there in their dictionaries. Lying, cheating, feeling yours different, I am different. I will be benefited if I can squeeze something from you. They feel the presence of that ultimate reality through each and every one. So, Sri Ramakrishna said how Sri Ramakrishna got all these ideas. He realized this. And his chief disciple, Swami Vivekananda, who preached this, the harmony of religion, message of harmony of religion, message of universal brotherhood, message of the divinity of the human race, divinity everywhere, serving human beings is worship of God. Shiva, Ganesh, all these wonderful ideas, he found a practiced in his Guru's life, Sri Ramakrishna's life. And he himself also experienced all this truth. Then he, all over the world, as best as possible during his time, if possible, he traveled and spoke this message of universal truth everywhere. He also realized and then spoke. And Sri Ramakrishna, how he came to know all these truths. So today we will be discussing a little bit of that, a unique temple that stands as a symbol of harmony. Sri Ramakrishna, his own life was not only the temple of harmony, where he lived and did his sadhana, spiritual austerities, practices, Dakshineswar. That place, that temple also was a wonderful, unique symbol of harmony, of all religions, of all ideas. And that temple was established on the Snana Yatra day. It is a very auspicious day. This year it fell yesterday only. So we are remembering, celebrating that. Sri Ramakrishna is the product of that Dakshineswar Kali temple. And that Dakshineswar Kali temple complex that stands as the unique place of harmony of all religions, all religious creeds, ideas, sects, denominations, and whatnot. And a meeting place of the modern and the ancient, good and bad. With Sri Ramakrishna, everyone had the same accessibility, good, bad, fallen one. They were not only sages were visiting, these seekers of knowledge, seekers of devotion, seekers of the truth coming from anywhere, any religion, any creed, any level of the society, they were welcome. Be it a sweeper, Rashik Mathur, be some prostitutes, be some people, hooligans and loafers like Girish Chandra Ghosh, drunkard, those people who are outcast in the society, thrown out from the society due to their low level of character, their life, their conduct, all were welcome. Everyone had the place in Sri Ramakrishna's audience there. Sri Ramakrishna, Buddha, Jesus, be it a leper, be it a blind one, be it a Jew, be it somebody else, be it a believer, be it a non-believer, they had only one word, that all are children of God. So Sri Ramakrishna's all these wonderful ideas were practiced and realized by himself, none other than in Dakshineswar. And Swami Vivekananda himself also did sadhana, spiritual austerities under the guidance of Sri Ramakrishna there for several years. Many nights he was doing japa meditation there in the Panchavati in Dakshineswar, where Sri Ramakrishna also did. And I give one instance. Girish Chandra Ghosh, the noted, he was a characterless man, he was living a very fast life, very bad. But he also, the sinner, transformed into a saint by the touchstone, Sri Ramakrishna. By the touch of Sri Ramakrishna, his life also was changed. So we find in the lives of the avatars, in the God incarnates, holy people, saints, whoever come in their touch, gradually they become changed. Yes, at one point of time, they did something wrong, no doubt. How many of us can say that we are born with the purest form of everything. Maybe in this life I have not committed anything wrong, but in the previous lives, there previous, who knows? What things, what misdeeds, what misconducts we did in our previous lives. Can anyone put the hand in the chest and swear that no, nobody can raise finger towards me? I am ever pure. I am the son of God like that. I am born pure. No. So, in the touch of these saints and sages, we find the transformation of life. And Narendranath also wonderful experiences he had. And this Girish Chandra Ghosh, one day, both of them went under the guidance of Sri Ramakrishna, go and do some japa meditation at night in the temple, Dakshineswar temple garden complex, Panchavati. So when both of them came, Narendranath's mind was ready. He was born yogi. So he sat and completely became oblivious of his own physical body, and he was meditating. We feel mosquito has come, we feel, oh, it is too hot, we feel it is too cold, when we have our body consciousness. When I do not have that body consciousness, I will remain unperturbed, undisturbed in any situation. So that happened in the case of Narendranath. Young Narendranath started doing meditation, completely forgetful of his physical body and dissolving his mind in the ultimate reality, and he lost himself, outer consciousness. And then came Girish Ghosh. Girish Ghosh also was trying, and it was infested with mosquitoes in those days. I am talking of in 1880s. So 150 years back in Calcutta, that area, and it was a jungle. And under the tree, there was a mosquito infested area. And he was trying to concentrate his mind, but always mosquitoes are disturbing. He could not concentrate. Then he opened his eyes and found the young Naren. Naren was his son's age at that time. He also was doing meditation. What is his condition? And he found that Naren was, as it were, covered with a blanket of mosquitoes. He himself is giving. He was a great orator. He was a great writer. He was a great playwright and director and actor. So he was a multifarious genius, a versatile genius, having so many sides manifest in his life. Wonderful. He was giving dictation 7 people at a time, one in the poem, one in the prose, one about this history, another one on religious matter. 4 were taking the notes, and 7 were taking the notes, and 7 books came out. Try to understand. He is, oh yes, up to, you have come to that place. In one body, Milton, Shakespeare, Browning, all are there in one body, many in one. So that was his versatile genius. He found that young Narendranath, he was also trying to concentrate his mind, but could not, and could not sit, and found Naren, as it were, whole body was, it was dark, as it were, his blanket covered, blanket of mosquitoes. He himself said that. So what type of concentration Swami Vivekananda had? That was the place that Dakshineswar, where Sri Ramakrishna practiced. His Ma, oh my divine mother. We know Sri Ramakrishna, the Kali's child, always, I do not know anything other than mother. Whether it is day or night, it is this tithi or that tithi, this auspicious day or unauspicious, I only know my mother. That was his condition. And then he practiced Tantra. He practiced Vedanta with form. He practiced Ramchandraji, Sri Krishna, Srimati Radha. There he sat and was somebody was reading from the Bible, and from there was on the wall hanging one photograph of Mother Madonna and his child baby Jesus, and it entered in his body. All these experiences he had in that place. Such a wonderful place. We will just try to remember this about this place, read a little bit of that. And that is why we find this place has produced Ramakrishna, and with the association of Ramakrishna, Vivekananda later on, Narendranath, he was also a production of that Dakshineswar garden temple, and that Vivekananda came to the West and spoke about the harmony of religions, about, in the first lecture, Swami Vivekananda, what he delivered in the uh, Parliament of Religions in 1893, 11th September, he was telling that as different Ruchinang Boichitra Drijukutilonana Pathajusang Rinam Ekagam Mastamasipa Samarna. He was telling, quoting one verse, meaning is, as the different streams having their sources in different places all mingle their water in the sea, so, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to Thee. All are trying to come to the same ocean, although their origin are in different places. And path also. Some rivers are coming a little straight, some rivers are following the crooked paths, some taking directly less time to reach the goal, ocean. Other rivers are taking so many days to reach the ultimate goal, this ocean. So God is our ocean, ultimate reality, and we are like the rivers, following different paths, trying to reach that goal. So he quoted there this harmony, that each and every one can reach God, if he or she is sincere, pure in mind. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in mind, for they pure in heart, for they shall see God. Not others, only those who are blessed heart. How heart can be cleansed, pure, made pure? If there is no other desires, worldly things, only one desire, that I like to know the truth, be it with the form, with name, or there be no name, no form, formless or without form. There are two aspects. Sri Ramakrishna says, I call that ultimate reality Kali, the Divine Mother, whom you call Brahman. These are just contradictory things in one place. Dynamic and static. In the static aspect, it's named Brahman. Nirgun, Nirakar, Avjara, Amara. It doesn't have any birth, it doesn't have any death, it doesn't move, it doesn't have any form, it doesn't have any name. No attribute is sufficient, as I told, to express what it is, its reality. No one can, because it is beyond anything and everything. Nothing can be compared with it, because nothing is equal to it. Then there will be two. That is one and the only one. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudam. The truth is one, but the sages and saints explain it in different names. And Sri Ramakrishna says that ultimate reality, formless, static, name, form, nothing is there. I call it my mother, Kali. So see the variety of ideas, and in Hinduism itself, so many paths are there. In Christianity, there are 36, I heard. This Christian, Protestant, Evangelical, this, that, Catholic, and then division, subdivision, then more division. Each and every one wants to realize the truth according to his and or her way. And claiming that, yes, I also realize. All right, if you are not lying, if you really have got something, it is not one dream I have got and I am a God-realized person. It is not that. In the scripture it is said, your whole life will be changed. Your face will be shining. You will not claim anything false. when really you know the truth. We claim many things only when we are still not aware of the truth. We become completely dumb and silent completely when you know the truth. We don't speak. Because whom to speak? I know who will speak to whom. Speaking means I know something you do not know. I am enlightening you. I am enriching you. I am showing you the path. This ego, it is not the truth. A person of knowledge will become dumb and deaf in any situation, unperturbed, undisturbed. Because whom? Everything is I see, the presence of that living ultimate reality, Brahman, full of knowledge and full of light. There is no darkness and there is no ignorance. Then what I can enlighten? Why should I take? If I am thirsty, then only I will drink water. If I am not thirsty, where is water I will go? It is like that. We only claim many things when we do not understand that ultimate reality in its entirety. With something part, Sri Ramakrishna gave a wonderful an example. There is an elephant. One person and six blinds have gone to know how one elephant is. One has touched his feet and telling, oh, elephant is like a pillar. Another one touched its tail and telling elephant is like a tail like something. Another one touched its big ear and he is telling it is something, ear like something. So each one is giving, because all are blind, could not see the whole elephant in its entirety. But all are true also, they are not lying. They have experienced this much and that is what they are telling. Oh, elephant is like that. But God is also, in the case of God, we understand a little bit of God, just infinitesimal part of God. If we do some sadhana, if we lead a pure life, better life, and a spiritual aspirant's life, we understand something, we realize something. But we should not have that false ego and pride to describe, oh, I have known God in its entirety. And you are wrong. I am right. That is the problem. And Sri Ramakrishna is considered to be the prophet of harmony. The engaging and taking, accepting, assimilating all ideas, taking, don't fight. He gave another story. There was one chameleon, and one person was sitting under that tree, and that chameleon was, and that many people came and went there and saw. One day chameleon was, one person saw it in yellow color, another day red color, another day somebody saw it in green color. Chameleon changes its color. That is why its name is chameleon. It changes every time. So they are fighting. I have seen a wonderful animal there. It is green. And they said, no, no, I have seen on that in that tree. It was not green. It was white. It was red. It was yellow. So all fighting. Then all came to the. Let us go and see. Somebody was sitting under the tree and telling you, yes, my dear youngsters, why are you fighting each other? What is the point of your dispute? Also, no, we all have seen this, but he is telling yellow, but I have seen it is green. Another was, I have seen it is red. Somebody is telling another color. So, blue. Then that man, calm and quiet, composed with experience, he said, you all are right, don't fight, my dear. I 24 hours sit here and I know sometimes it is colorless also. You are fighting with color. Sometimes I find that it doesn't have any color. God is also like that. That ultimate reality. We think, according to our very limited understanding and power of intelligence and mind, we think, I have known God. Oh, enough. It is not. It is a never-ending voyage. It is a never-ending journey. Then we will not take, if I cannot reach the destination, no. There is the joy in it. Every step, everywhere, the more, the merrier. You go forward, God will be your guide, God will show, and one day you will accept each and everyone, yes, all vision is true, all forms are true, all is coming, all are the manifestation, embodiment of that same truth. My God, your God are not separate. You are also correct, I am also correct. Let us go and be happy. We all want peace, happiness, joy. We don't want to fight. But you see, in the name of God also we are fighting. So much bloodshed. So Swami Vivekananda, the 30 years back, he delivered the lecture, 31 year. He was telling that in the Gita, Sri Krishna said, "Whosoever comes to me through whatever form I reach him, all men are struggling through paths which in the end lead to me." God Himself is telling only what is necessary. Be pure, be sincere, have right earnestness, real love, real yearning, and truthfulness, simplicity, straightforwardness, compassion, love, unselfishness, a real devotion for God. If these things are there, whether you are a Hindu, Muslim, Buddha, Christian, Jain, Parsi, white, black, Indian, American, Australian, Japanese, it doesn't make any sense. These are all outer sheaths, outer skin. Main kernel is there. If you have purity of mind, if you have desire to know the God, if you have real devotion for God, if you are unselfish, if you are the worshipper of truth, if you are truthful, you will feel the presence of God within you. You will be God. That is the message of Vedanta. Thou art that. Where are you, my friend? What do you seek? The God? Somewhere in the sky? Somewhere in the temple, in the churches, in the mosque, in the images, in the photographs? God is there and God is not here. God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. God is in the photo also. God here also. Photo, you have to enliven it. You have to give life to it. Here already life is there. It is already living. It is already conscious. Why don't you worship God in everyone? Are not the gods and goddesses? God the poor, God the needy, God the outcast, God the underprivileged? Are not they? God is only in the temple, in the churches, in the photos, in the images. There also, God is, because God is everywhere. God is here, God is there. Tad dure, tadantike, Upanishad. God is there, farther than the furthest, whatever you can think of. There also God. And God is in every atom, every mole, anywhere and everywhere. God is in your heart, Antike. So these are the wonderful messages, and this is only to be realized, practiced and realized, that experience that truth. Then one becomes enlightened. And that is the goal of life. I am quoting Vivekananda. Vivekananda is telling, each one of you have to become a Buddha, a Jesus, a Ramakrishna. And you have that potential. You are born with that, only you are not aware of that. But Ramakrishna, Buddha, Jesus, they were aware of their potential. They strived, they tried, and they found out the truth. They experienced the truth. We all have that potential. Buddha is telling after his illumination, now I am Buddha, enlightened one, all of you have come. But overnight it has not become. How many lives I tried and tried. There are Jataka stories are also there. Buddha in different lives, previous lives. Before getting the enlightenment, how much struggle one had to do. It is not that easy thing. Ultimate knowledge you are going to have, you will achieve, and you will not pay the price, my dear. Vivekananda is telling, in this world, no great achievement, accomplishment could be had without any great sacrifice. We have to pay the price for that. So, but in the name of this God, one God, all are trying, all are the children of that God, fighting, and Swami Vivekananda is telling, God in different incarnation is telling, through all paths you can come to me. Only be truthful, only be loving to God, only be sincere, only be straightforward, only be unselfish. You will come to me. I am there. But I quote Swami Vivekananda delivering this lecture in his inaugural speech. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. But their time is come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. In the first inaugural lecture, and in the process, in paper on Hinduism, delivering one lecture, he delivered lecture on Hinduism, he delivered lecture on Christianity, he delivered lecture on Buddhism, he delivered lecture on Krishna, Ram, Buddha, Chaitanya, Jesus Christ, anybody and everybody. And he lectured in such a way that nobody could understand what his religion was actually. So people used to ask, Swami, what is your religion? He said, truth is my religion, universe my country. See, and Romarola, the savant, French savant and writer, Nobel laureate, he said, each of the other orators had spoken of his God, of the God of his sect in the Parliament of Religions. But it was he alone, Swami Vivekananda, spoke of all their gods and embraced them all in the universal being. All spoke as the representatives of different 10 major religions. Representatives from 10 major religions were there, and there were 7,000 educated people, philosophers, scientists, historians, men of theology, scriptures. They were all present there as speakers, as audience, in the audience. All spoke of their old tiny gods and goddesses of their own religion, but it was he, Swami Vivekananda, who spoke of all the gods and goddesses of all religions and embraced them all, gods and goddesses and paths, in the universal being. Because that universal being is one. God is one. Truth is one. It was the breath of Ramakrishna breaking down the barriers through the mouth of his great disciple, Swami Vivekananda. During the ensuing days, he spoke again 10 or 12 times. Each time he repeated with new arguments, but with the same force of conviction, his thesis of a universal religion without limit of time or space. You just see this about this his lectures. He is telling, this New York Herald is telling, he is undoubtedly the greatest figure in the Parliament of Religions. After hearing him, we feel how foolish it is to send missionaries to this learned nation. After his lecture, hearing his lecture, this the New York Herald Post, they are writing. In this president of the scientific section, he was telling, by far the most important and typical representative of Hinduism was Swami Vivekananda, who in fact was beyond question the most popular and influential man in the parliament. And what he said? He said, message of harmony, message of love, message of service, without any distinction, message of divinity in one, each and every one. Those were the things he preached, he spoke of, he practiced, he realized all these things. He got it from his guru. He made it assimilated in his own life, then delivered it for the good of the whole world, for the survival of the human race. And this yesterday, this Nanjatra day, was the day when this garden complex, temple garden complex, was founded. And just I give a few words of Swami Vivekananda, what he gave in the last lecture, in the final session. He is telling, do I wish that the Christian would become a Hindu? God forbid. Do I wish that the Hindu or Buddhist would become Christian? God forbid. The Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor a Hindu or a Buddhist to become a Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the others and yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. If the Parliament of Religions has shown anything to the world, it is this. It has proved to the whole world that holiness, purity, and charity are not the exclusive possessions of any church in the world, and thus every system has produced men and women of the most exalted character. In the face of this evidence, if anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his own religion and the destruction of the others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart and point out to him that upon the banner of every religion soon it will be written, in spite of resistance, hell and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension. Wonderful messages of universal messages of love, brotherhood, unity, harmony, divinity, service without any distinction. Service to man is service to God, worship of God. All these ideas the whole world came to know from a speaker, a pagan, a native, a person belonging to some other religion about which they were not aware of properly. And in the very beginning of his lecture, he was telling, sisters and brothers of America, all stood with awe and a kind of feeling they did not know what it was. See, an unknown man young man of 30 years at that time, with Gerua robe, standing there, first time coming to face the Western audience, and verbatim telling, without any script, is speaking from his heart that, oh God, he is speaking something that appeals to our heart. It is not something memorized and delivering something, committing to the memory and vomiting on to the audience. It is not that. He is speaking from his heart. Sisters and brothers. Then he was telling, sinners, allow me to call you the children of immortal bliss. And quoting from the Upanishad, Srinanta Vishya Amritasya Putra. All these wonderful words, Catholic ideas, harmony of all ideas, all religions, all yogas, all faiths, all paths, everything he got realized in his own life, and he saw it in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. And that Sri Ramakrishna, where he experienced and did his sadhana, was in Dakshineswar. And this Dakshineswar temple was constructed by a rich widow named Rani Rashmani. She was so magnanimous that after the passing away of her husband, he took over the Jamindari estate, in such a way managed it for the good of the people, and doing many charitable human philanthropic activities, that people gave her the name Rani. Rani means queen. King is Raja, Rani is queen. So that was the title offered to her by the people. So she purchased in 1847. She was the devotee of Divine Mother Kali, another aspect of that ultimate reality, the dynamic aspect, who does the creation, preservation, and destruction. So this Kali mother, she wanted to go to Benares, Kashi, and offer puja there. Previous night, she got a vision, a dream, that yes, my dear, you don't need to go to Benares. You establish a temple here and worship me here. I shall be happy. So that was the inspiration that Rani Rashmani. And in 1847, Rani purchased 20 acres of land at Dakshineswar, a village about 4 miles north of Calcutta. I give a little idea description. Here she created a temple garden and constructed several temples. Her Ishto, or chosen ideal, was the Divine Mother Kali. The temple garden stands directly on the east bank of the Ganges. The northern section of the land had a portion to the east contained an orchard, flower gardens, and 2 small reservoirs. The southern section is paved with brick and mortar. The visitors arriving by boat ascends the steps of an imposing bathing hut, which leads to the Chandni, a roofed terrace, on either side of which stand a row of 6 temples of Shiva. East of the terrace and the Shiva temples is a large court, paved, rectangular in shape, and thus 2 temples stand in the center of this court. the larger one to south and facing south being dedicated to Kali, and the smaller one facing the Ganges to Radhakanto. Radhakanto is the followers of Vishnu, and Kali is the Shakti. There are certain very strong sects in Hinduism. Shaivas means who worship Shiva. Shakta means who worship Shakti, means this divine mother. And Vaishnava means who worship Vishnu. So each and every one have their a little distinction, but all are worshipping the same God, one God. But in different paths, rituals are different, food is different, offering items are different, names are different, but all are going to there. So all kinds of gods and goddesses are there in the same courtyard. Radhakanta, that is Krishna, the consort of Radha. 9 domes of his. So there is a Nahabat, the music towers, giving a little description of this. And at one corner there is the room of Sri Ramakrishna, who spent nearly 30 years from 1855 to 1885, 30 years. This considerable part of his life he spent there and did all this sadhana and got illumination, perfection, following all these things. He did practice Christianity, he practiced Islam, and he practiced all the different denominations within the Hinduism fold. That also he did, and he got illumination and experience of all those things. And formless aspect also, Vedanta also he practiced, Bhakti he practiced, Karma, Gyan, Bhakti, Yoga, everything he practiced and got the perfection, reached the goal. In front of the porch runs a footpath north and south, and this giving a little description of this beautiful temple, where one Shiva temple is there. What is Shiva? Shiva is the symbol of emblem of the great god of renunciation. Shiva temples are there, 12 Shivas. Then Radhakanto temple is there, and also known as the Vishnu temple, contains is Radha and Krishna, the symbol of union with God through ecstatic love. There are so many paths to reach God. You can worship God as your friend, as your paramour, as your son, as your daughter, as your mother, as your friend. There are so many ways are there. Don't fight. Select anyone that fits your mind and tendencies. Don't discard others' ideas. So then, Kali temple. The main temple is dedicated to Kali, the Divine Mother. Here worshipped, she is worshipped as Bhavutarini, the savior of the universe. And Shiva is the divine consort of Kali. Kali is standing on Shiva there in the temple. And Shiva is the symbol of absolute. You see, Kali is the symbol of Shakti, relative. Shiva is the symbol of absolute. So all are in one place, harmony of all ideas. So she is the cosmic power, the totality of the universe, a glorious harmony of the pairs of opposites. She deals out death as she creates and preserves. She has 3 eyes, the third eye being the symbol of the divine wisdom. They strike dismay into the wicked, yet pour out affection for her devotees. The whole symbolic world is represented in the temple garden. The trinity of the nature, Mother Kali, the absolute Shiva, and